Hey guys, it's Andrea with Sucs For You in Houston, Texas, and I have trapped a Euphorbia Platyclada. Just kidding. I actually put it down in this bin with some screen covering the top because there's some seed pods forming, and euphorbias are known to have explosive seeds. When they're ready, the pods just pop open and they can shoot the seeds 15 feet away. And I really want to try and catch some of the seeds from here. So we have put it in a little trap. Now, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can zoom in. So that's one of the seed pods right there. And it's hanging on this. I mean, it's a pretty delicate branch. I had tried bagging them before with the mesh bags, the drawstring bags just tied around. And I think it was just too heavy for the one little branch I had it on because of that portion fell off into the bag. And when I opened the pod, there were no seeds inside, sadly. So we are trying a new method now that I see another round of seeds forming. And let's have a look. Don't you pop open while I'm trying to show everyone. So here we have, there's a capsule, and then here are the flowers, and there is a male and a female flower, which means this plant can self-pollinate if the conditions are right, meaning the right pollinator finds those flowers and is able to move the pollen around. I have another capsule here, so there's 3 in total. So this plant does have the common name of dead plant or dead stick plant. I guess you can tell why. And it's pretty freaky looking. I love it. The colors are like pink and green, but a very strange mottled coloration on it, like that. Peachy, almost fleshy, a flesh tone. All right, guys, it is October 19th, and last night I went to check on the seed capsules. My friend was over. I was going to show her what was going on in here, and I looked and I couldn't see a capsule on one of the branches. So I was like, I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it popped. I can't see. It's too dark out right now. So I am going to open this up and see if if I can find seeds down in here anywhere. All right, so that's where it was, I believe. And there's one more still that hasn't popped. So I'll probably be putting it back in here unless I decide to just go ahead and open that capsule now and see what's inside. So we're gonna take this out. I'm just gonna tap this all down. There's gonna be some stuff in there that's not from the plant. Probably like cat hair and dust and webbing. And I'm gonna just brush it all into this corner over here, and I'm gonna get a little plate we can pour everything out on and see what we can see. So exciting! Okay, here's our spoils, and I'm going to use my USB microscope to get a closer look at what else is going on in here. Awesome. Those are the seeds, the brown lumpy things right in the middle, parts of the capsule. That bottom left, that's a male flower. There's a lot going on down in here. But now we know exactly what Euphorbia platyclada seeds look like. And I can't wait to get them started. Check that out, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. All right, so all those right there are the seeds, and I'm pretty excited because I thought there would maybe only be 3 seeds in one pod, and we've got 7 seeds right here. And I put the plant back in the bin because I kind of jiggled the pod on the remaining pod, and it wasn't really trying to come off. So we're gonna give it a few more days. I am so excited. I'm gonna go ahead. I bought all these cute little colored envelopes for my seeds, and I'm just gonna scoop those up in there for now. All right, so I'll get these all in there, get everything separated out. You don't want to leave like bits and bobs of the plants in your when you when you plant them in soil, because I'm going to be doing the baggy method, and any other like organic material in there could cause like molds or mildew, and we don't want that. I've been waiting a long time for these. I'm excited. So I did wait overnight, put it back in the bin. I was going to see if any of the pods opened, and because there's 2 more left on there, but nothing happened overnight. And I do want to show y'all how to harvest these seeds from the capsules. It'll be pretty much the same with a lot of different euphorbias. And I do hope that there are seeds in the capsules, that they're mature enough to open. I'm going to try one of them. Trying to decide which one. We have one down here, and then another one right here. So supposedly, when they're about ready to pop open, they'll go from facing down, like this one. It's kind of pointing down, to turning up. So they'll shoot their seeds out. All right. All right, so this one right here, I'm gonna try and just twist it off. Come on, yay, it came off. Okay, so that's done. Move this out of the way. There it is. First, I'm just gonna try just push, like, there we go. It kind of just cracked open. And, yay. Okay guys, I'm too excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get this pot ready, and we're gonna start these seeds, the ones that popped into the bin. This bag here is sterilized soil, just organic soil, so I want to add some drainage materials to it. I tried just now to mix it all in this cup, and it's not big enough, so I'm gonna put what I had in there in this bag. Because seedlings, they do like a more moist environment. I'm gonna add a little more of the organic soil. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna fill this pot. Look at me trying to be all neat. That. Well, at least it's going in the bin and only a little on the table. All right, pack it in there. It's nice and moist from when I sterilized it. I'll link to that right here. See a little pop up, but once it's sterilized, and when you sterilize it, you're putting water in the soil while you're heating the bag in the microwave, and it stays really nice and wet. All right. Clean that up in a minute. And I have a Ziploc bag ready because I'm going to use the baggy method for these. And here's the seeds we collected yesterday. Sure, I got them all. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to put them in there, just placing them on top of the soil and pushing them down just enough to get them off of my thumb. But maybe we'll get more from that last capsule. And then the last one from the one we just popped open. Yeah, I think there was only one seed in there. So note to self, don't get too excited. Go ahead and wait for at least the Euphorbia Platyclada seed pods to pop, because they obviously weren't mature enough. And I jumped the gun and only got one seed out, but now we know, right? If I need to add more water to this, I'm just going to keep an eye on it. If I need to add more water, all I do is go in. I have a very fine misting bottle that I just very, very carefully just keep misting until I see the top is thoroughly moistened and wet. But by this time tomorrow, if this bag has enough moisture in it, it will start condensating in the bag. And right now what I'm going to do is put it back inside on the study windowsill. It's still a bit warm outside here, but in about maybe 2 weeks I'll be able to bring it out and put it out in the sunlight. And the temperatures are at least not 90 plus. We're getting there. We're almost to cooler days, y'all, in Houston. Hang in there. It happens every year eventually. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will be checking on this bag multiple times a day, and as soon as I see anything to report back, I will let you guys know, and we will keep an eye out on the other capsule on the plant. I put it back in the bin and covered it back up, so hopefully in the next few days we'll get more seeds out of that, and then I'll put them in here down on the bottom right. And noting to myself that I put the last seed in the bottom row, the one that we just took out. So interesting to see if it was mature enough to germinate or not. All right, story begins. Let's go. Good news, everybody. They didn't make me wait very long at all. We have germination. And it started like under a week after planting these seeds. I'm going to take them out so we can get a bit of a closer look. Check that out. Oh man, this is awesome. So we knew we had 7 good seeds, and then the one that I wasn't sure of that we put right about here, I don't see any action there. But all the others, like there's 1, there's a little bit of green right here, 2, we have a guy right here, 3, right there, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And they're showing us what it looks like when they still have their, it's called a seed coat. It's when the seeds, when they open up and the seeds are still kind of attached to the top of their new growth. And right here you have 2 leaves, the 2 cotyledon leaves. Those are the first leaves that come in on dicot plants. This is really cool. I was really excited to see what these look like when they grow. Again, I do a lot of research online to like make sure, just to see what I'm looking at. And I haven't seen, I was looking for pictures of Euphorbia Platyclada seeds and Euphorbia Platyclada seedlings, and I wasn't seeing any. So I've been able to capture some imagery. I'm going to put it online. Hopefully it helps other people who are trying to identify their seeds, or who just want to see what these look like when they're starting out. And they're going to be a ton of fun to watch. I'm very excited about it. Oh, you guys, so proud of y'all. And bad news, I guess, is, so I'd put the plant back into the bin and then waited a few more days, and I noticed the pod was gone again, and I did the search in the bucket for the seeds, and there were no more seeds in that final capsule, but I ain't mad. Look at your babies. They're so cute. Mwah. Look, good, really good job. Been waiting on this a long time. You could propagate platyclada like just by cuttings, of course, and I've heard they do pretty well that way. They take pretty quickly, but I wanted to grow them from seeds. I'm finally getting to do that and see the process. And I'm super happy about it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We were looking at, this is just what we started them on the 20th, and today is the 28th, and I noticed 2 were coming in a couple days ago, and since then we have 5 more. Stoked, super happy. I hope these guys do really well. I'm gonna put them back in the bag, put them back in the windowsill, and eventually I'll show you guys what else I have going on over here. We have some other things. Oh, here's interesting. This is a chayote squash that we didn't use. It was just kind of hanging out on the counter, and it decided that it was gonna grow. So I'm still trying to figure out, what are we gonna do with you, dude? And you see it has a tendril, it's ready to vine, it's ready to rock. Oh, I'm just gonna let you hang out up here for a while until I figure you out. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll keep you updated, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's super duper helpful, and it'll let you know when I post updates and all that fun stuff. Alright, have a great week.